So, good day everyone. Good day youth in the community, students, working students, employee, and sa lahat ng kabataan. So, kamusta po kayong lahat? So, handa na po bang matuto at tumaas ang confidence ng bawat isa? So, dahil alam ko naman po na hindi lahat ay mayroong confidence sa lahat ng bagay or meron naman dito kasi kulang sa confidence dahil sa mga kani-kanilang mga personal reason. So ngayon po is pinagtipon-tipon tayo rito upang sabay-sabay na matuto at tumaas at mataasan ang mga confidence natin sa ating sarili. Kaya naman, sit back, relax, and sabay-sabay tayong matuto. At sa punto naman na ito ay ating salubungin at awitin ng buong puso ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiging, telos ng sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang binirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nagalang tugok sa simoy at sa langit ng pangaw, ay hinatang tulakawin sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng warhabing pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na kartay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ngayon naman po ay ating salubungin ng buong puso at tayo ay manalangin.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Okay, so now let's start and discuss our topic entitled Building Confidence Within the Youth Community. So for the objectives of this discussion, so ang objectives po natin is to understand the role of confidence in personal and professional development, enabling to take calculated risk and cultivate positive relationships with others. Develop a positive and confident mindset that allows to pursue goals, encourage to recognize strengths and weaknesses, empowering to overcome self-doubt while enhancing self-awareness and sense of integrity. Also, audiences may embrace themselves and start to appreciate their existence. Lastly, the goal of this seminar is to make everyone feel seen and heard. So ngayon naman po, upang simulan ng ating webinar, pinapakilala ko po sa inyo ang ating unang speaker na si Ms. Chelsea Hinunangan for defining confidence and its impact on youth.
So, good day everyone. Para sa mga kabataan na naririto ngayon, maraming salamat sa paggalak sa aming mga paanyaya. And I'm one of your speakers. I am Josephine B. Nunangan. And I'm here to discuss and educate young people like you who are the hope of our country. And sa program na ito, titled Building Confidence Within the Youth. So, confidence is a powerful word that one person can hold on to forever. But minsan, it sometimes loses or it can diminish. So, lahat tayo meron nito um, if may tiwala tayo sa sarili natin. So, ano nga ba ang confidence and paano ito naatim or nakukuha and paano natin to papanalitilihin sa isang tao. So, anyone? Bago iyon, may makakaalam ba dito kung ano yung confidence? May idea ba? Anyone? Yung gustong sumagot about confidence? May idea ba? So, ayun. Tama. So, tama, confidence is tiwala sa sarili or belief in oneself. Ay dapat mahalagaan natin or magkaroon tayo ng magkaroon tayo nito. And next slide is confidence is a positive belief in oneself and abilities. Confidence in the youth is about believing in their own abilities and potential. It empowers young people to take on challenges, make right decisions, and interact effectively with others. But what does confidence really look like in young people like you? So next slide, please. So the first good sign of confidence is listening skills. So a truly confident young person or a young like you, they know how to listen more, and the more they listen, they know how to speak on the right way. And pag mas marunong ka makinig, mas na-value mo yung ano yung binibigay ng iba and mas naiintindihan mo kung ano yung i-offer nila. So next good sign is that respect for others. So yung confidence is nagfo-foster ng humility and respect for others. Yung mga confident na tao or mga kabataan na katulad nyo, hindi nyo kailangan magbalitan ng others kasi confident kayo sa sarili nyo. And hindi nyo din kailangan ng or para di mo kailangan magbalik ng tao para i-elevate yung mga sarili nyo or i-gawin yung mataas yung mga sarili nyo dahil confident kayo sa sarili nyo. And next is decisiveness. So, a good thing is the decisiveness. So, it means na may trust ka sa sarili mo about you trust your instincts and you make decisions na hindi ka nagkakaroon ng excessive self-doubt or hindi ka nagkakaroon ng hindi ka nagdadawang isip or hindi ka nagsa-self-doubt. Hindi mo question yung sarili mo about sa sarili mo or sa mga decisions na ginagawa mo. And meron kang faith sa ability mo para gumawa ng good decisions or choices na makabuti sa'yo or sa iba. So, next slide is yung negative aspects naman ng confidence sa youth. So, first is yung overconfidence. Yung too much na overconfidence can lead to reckless decisions and pwede kang magkaroon ng unnecessary risks. So, possible na kung masyado ka overconfidence sa sarili mo, hindi ka marunong makinig sa iba kasi nga tingin mo sa sarili mo mas nakakataas ka or mas you know better than them. So, isa yun sa negative aspect. And next is social media pressure. So, di ba sa social media, may nakikita tayong maganda, na parang naiingit ka sa ganito, ang ganda ng ganyan, ang ganda ng bahay, ang ganda, may kotse, may trabaho, or ang ano naman nito, ang ganda ng buhay nito, ganito, ganyan. So, syempre, nako-compare mo yung sarili mo sa iba, sa social media, na pwede mag-lead sa inadequacy or minsan yung mga kabataan na katulad nyo, masyadong nagre-rely sa likes or shares or or comments para sa self-worth. And next is yung false confidence. So yung false confidence is might look like confident sa harapan nila, pero inside you feel insecure. So people like this, they might be afraid to ask for help kasi ayaw nila mag-appear ng weak or ayaw nila makita ng mga tao yung vulnerable side nila. So, what causes and why do people are like that? Like this and that? What might be the possible problem and solution to that problem? So, first is, negative aspect is so dapat alam mo kung paano or kukuha ng tao para mag-ask for help and how to solve their problem and kung ano yung nagko-cause ng self-confidence nila. So ayun, example lang din ng ng possible na ayun nga, pero ayun nga. So, may other questions ba regarding sa signs and negative signs of good signs and negative signs ng wala naman. So, now we go to the next slide, please. So, what causes low confidence in the youth? So, first is yung negative childhood experiences, emotional neglect or yung distant relationship. Example is yung harsh criticism or lack of support from parents, teachers, or family, or nagkaroon ka ng hindi maganda na nag-lead sa'yo na para hindi ka maging confident sa sarili mo. And next is yung cause is yung trauma and stress. Like experiences mo, for example, family problems, parental divorce, or abuse, bullying, or moving to a new place na pwede mag-lead ng insecurity. So, ayun. So, next is yung academic struggles. Yung full school performance or yung setting unrealistic goals na pwede mag-diminish sa confidence mo. So, minsan kasi, nagkakaroon tayo masyado nating kino-compare yung sarili natin sa iba sa kung anong kaya natin gawin sa academics, and nag-set tayo ng hindi maganda or masyadong unrealistic na goals para magawa natin tong task na to or yung na to. So, pwede siya maka-diminish ng confidence. So, ayun. Also, maka-compare mo din yung sarili mo. Kaya yun nga. Kaya parang mas nagkakaroon ka ng negative thoughts or nagkakaroon na pwede mag-lead ng diminish or nawawala na yung self-confidence mo about your academic performances. So now it's time for your questions, and feel free to type them into the chat box and I will address them one by one. So anyone here na may questions regarding sa ating discuss? So, wala naman. So, lahat naman na So, ayun. Thanks for having me. And again, thanks for inviting me in this seminar. And I will now leave. And I hope you learn something valuable. And I hope it can regain your confidence time by time. Kasi process siya. Kailangan mo siya i-build. Ayun.
So, thank you, Miss Hinunangan. So, for our next speaker, Miss Season, to discuss how to be confident and overcome self-doubt.
Good day, everyone. I'm your speaker, Ariana. Today, we will unlock your full potential with confident communication. In this talk, we will discover essential skills, techniques to convey your confidence, inspire, trust, and achieve your goal. So, before I start, do you have an idea on how posture convey your confidence? Anyone po? So, wala. Uh, so, basically, Jennifer, is when we talk about posture, we're not just talking about standing up straight, we're talking about owning the space you're in, how we express and show how we stood up in front of everyone. So, tama yung sinabi niya. Kasi yung posture kasi, ito yung first thing na mananotice sa'yo ng isang tao. Hindi lang siya about sa standing up straight. It's about how you present yourself in front of everyone. So, next page po. So, base sa picture is first yung stand tall with shoulder back and held high. So dito sa posture na 'to, dito mas mapapakita na open ka sa sasabihin nila, negative man or positive. And dito rin mapapakita na approachable ka. Next is sit up straight with feet on the floor. Dito sa gesture na 'to is mapapakita mo yung pagiging attentive mo and professionalism. Next is avoid fidgeting, crossing legs and slouching. Dito naman is dito pa dito is kailangan mo dito kasi, dito mapapakita mo na kinakabahan ka and hindi ka gano'n ka-confident. So, kailangan mo lang is keep your hands relaxed and keep your hands relaxed. So, next is eye contact. Next page po. So, do you have any idea how eye contact can be confident? Anyone po? Eye contact is a powerful tool for building trust and being confident. When you're building trust and maintaining eye contact, you're showing that you're engaged, interested, and confident in what you're saying. So, tama yung sinabi niya na yung pagkakaroon ng eye contact is napapakita mo na interested ka and confident ka sa mga sinasabi mo. So, sa maintain eye contact, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, is if na-maintain mo yung eye contact, dito mas napapakita ang interested and confident. Avoid avoidance, dito naman is iwasan na tumingin sa iba. And wag mong i-avoid yung eye contact ng isang tao kasi dito nakikita na unsure ka, shy, or distracted. Use purposeful glances. Dito naman is okay lang na tumingin ka sa iba saglit para ma-process mo yung information. Then kailangan mong ibalik yung tingin mo sa kanya para nandun pa rin yung connection. Next is be mindful of cultural differences. Some of culture kasi, if matagal kang nakipag-eye contact, ibig sabihin nun sa kanila is aggressive ka and disrespectful. So, importante na alam natin yung differences when it comes to communicating. Next slides po. Confidence. Do you have an idea on how confidence I guess gesture po yan. Do you have any idea how gesture can be your confident? Ay, shit. No pala. It's confident pala. Do you have any idea on techniques of clear or assertive communication? Do you have any idea po? So, wala. So, yung techniques clear of and assertive communication, ito yung pakikipag-communication natin na involve yung speaking directly, clear and respectfully, while being respectful by being respectful for others' opinions. So, next page po. So, dito naman is practice actively listening. Dito is Hindi lang siya about sa confident sa pagsasalita. About din siya sa pakikinig mo attentively and responding thoughtfully. Dito rin mapapakita na dito rin mapapakita yung respect and pagkakaroon ng connection or relationship. Next is use I statement. Dito naman, instead of blaming others with you always or you never, mas okay na gamitin yung I feel or I believe. Kasi dito mo mas may express yung thought mo without confrontational. Next is maintain eye contact. Dito naman is kagaya ng sinabi ko rin ulit kanina na ang pag-maintain ng eye contact is pagpapakita ng confident ka and interested sa mga sinasabi mo. So next is control your body language. Dito naman is sa non-verbal cues like smiling or nodding. Dito, ito yung dito mo ma-express yung pagkakaroon mo ng communication sa iba. So be direct and clear. Dito naman is hindi mo na kailangan magpaligoy-ligoy pa. Just be straight to the point. Next is stay calm and composed. Kahit nasa ang situation ka man, kailangan mong ma-manage yung emotion mo para magkaroon ka ng effectively communicate effectively. Next page po. Importance of tone and active listening. Do you have any idea of the importance of tone and active listening? Anyone po? So, relax. So yung active listening is nakakatulong siya ma-build ng trust, resolve conflict, and improve relationship by showing you care or understand others. So, sa in-tone, convey emotion. Dito naman, dito na-express mo yung sincerity and concerns. Build trust. Dito naman yung a genuine and respectful tone. Dito is mapapakita mo na mas mapagkakatiwalaan ka nila and magkakaroon ng connection. Sa set the mood, dito is meron kasing iba't ibang tone, which is yung formal, informal, serious, and lighthearted. So kailangan mong mag-adjust para makatulong na makipag-communicate more effectively. So grab attention. Dito naman is kailangan mo ng clear and confident tone para makuha mo yung attention ng iba. Para ma-take nila yon seriously and not as a joke. So, next page po. Active listening. Prevent miscommunication. Dito naman po is by active listening is mas maiintindihan mo yung sinasabi ng iba at magkakaroon ka rin ng mas maayos na response at saka para ma-prevent na rin yung miscommunication. Build rapport. Dito naman is by active listening is magkakaroon kayo ng stronger relationship na mapapakita mo na pinapahalagahan mo at saka pinapakinggan mo yung thoughts or opinion ng iba. So, next, resolve conflict. Dito naman is by active listening is kaya mo nang ma-address yung concerns and misunderstanding nila bago pa lumala yung mga concerns. Next is show respect. Dito naman is mapapakita mo na nire-respeto mo sila at pinapakinggan mo sila by actively listening. So next is improve relationship. Dito naman is kahit nasa personal or professional situation ka, kailangan mong maging good listener para magkaroon pa ng meaningful connection. So, before I end this session, I have this quote. Next slide po. Confident communication is key to unlock your potential by combining positive body language, clear messaging, and active listening. You achieve your greater success and become a more effective and confident communication. So, that's all po. I hope na may natutunan kayo. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Ariana Sison. And so for our last speaker, let's welcome Miss Cancino to discuss the SMART goals in building confidence on youth.
So, hi guys. I'm Angel Cancino, like what Jennifer Ortega said. So, I am here para sa session 3. So, quick question. Have you ever set a goal and then somewhat along the way lost focus? Anyone? Sorry, di pala ako kita. So, kung wala man or may nahihiya man, guys, hindi kayo nag-iisa, okay? Many of us start strong, then struggle along the way. So today, let's explore and learn how to set goals that actually work using the SMART or SMART framework. So by the end of this study, maintindihan at matututunan nyo kung paano gumawa ng plano at kung paano nyo maa-achieve yung goal na hinahanap, na goal nyo. So, ayan. So, SMART. So, SMART goals assist in transforming unclear goals into specific and achievable objectives. So, do any of you know what SMART is? Anyone? Yes, thank you, Miss Daryl May. So, Miss Daryl May says that SMART is a framework of defining objectives that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Yes, tama. Nasabi niya na lahat. So, tama siya. So, syempre, SMART, S is for specific, M for immeasurable, A for achievable, and R for irrelevant, and T for time-bound. So, syempre, alam na natin ang mga meaning. Hihimay-himayin naman natin siya kung paano siya magagamit para mag-set ng goal or ma-achieve nyo yung goal mo. So, first, S, specific. Know your goal or objective. For example, for your preliminary examination, ang goal mo is mataas yung score mo sa exam. That's your goal. Yun yung pinaka-specific na goal mo. So, hindi ka na malilito kung anong dapat na goal yung uunahin mo, di ba? So, next is measurable. Dito, sa measurable, it learns how to execute it and then when or how will you do it. So, dito naman, dito ka nagagawa ng plano mo. Yan. Halimbawa, yun nga, katulad nga ng una kong example, mataas na score sa preliminary examination. Halimbawa, ang plano mo is makinig muna sa professor. Next is mag-take notes. And then lastly, mag-review. Para pag sumabak ka na sa pag-exam, ma-achieve mo yung goal na ina-attain mo, right? So next is A, achievable. So, it must be realistic to make sure you achieve it. Realistic naman, di ba? Ma-achieve mo naman talaga yung goal na yun pag nagawa mo yung planong ginawa mo. Right? So, next is time-bound. Letter T for the T. So, set a deadline on when will you accomplish it. Plan ahead of your time. Siyempre, kapag nagplano ka, dapat alam mo rin kung paano mo siya tatapusin, di ba? Kasi kung hindi mo alam kung kailan mo siya tatapusin, hanggang kailan mo gagawin yung plano mo, right? So, hindi mo na alam kung kailan mo possible ma-achieve yung goal mo agad. So, next. So, ayun. Sorry. So, bakit nga ba mahalaga ang SMART goal? Question can for anyone? Oh, yes. Si Miss Erica. So, I think it's important po because it provides a clear direction and focus. Katulad nga po ng sabi ni Daryl, ito ay isang framework para ma-define ang ating goal and also to know how to build a confidence. Right, di ba? Dito pa lang sa sinasabi ko sa inyo, nagpo-provide na siya ng direction. Clear, as in clear direction. And syempre, pag may clear direction ka, mas lalo ka makakapag-focus. Focus ka dun sa each step na gagawin mo, di ba? So, yan. So, of course, meron din akong sasabihin about the importance of SMART goal. So for letter A, it's easier to follow and less pressured. Tama, 'di ba? Hindi na siya nakaka-pressure gawin kasi alam mo na may susundan ka na Madali mo na siya masusundan. Hindi ka na malilito, hindi ka na mahihirapan gumawa ng plano kasi alam mo na magkakasunod-sunod na lang 'yun, 'di ba? So next is letter B provides direction and motivation. Tama. Pag may direction yung goal mo, nakaka-motivate, right? Tapos lalo na kung may sense of accomplishment pag nagawa mo yung goal mo. Diba? Next is letter C. Helps to measure progress and stay accountable. Tama, di ba? Nakikita mo na agad yung progress mo. Halimbawa, for example, like what I've said kanina, for preliminary examination. Ang progress mo is nakapakinig ka na sa prof mo, then nakapag-take notes ka na. And lastly, yung pag-review mo, hindi mo pa nagagawa. So, ibig sabihin, 2 out of 3, nagawa mo na. Yun last na lang yung gagawin mo. Ibig sabihin, may progress and nakikita mo kung nasaan ka na. Diba? So, ayun. So, next is, why do we need to set our goals? Right? So, we set goals to give us direction, motivation, and like I've said, sense of accomplishment. Without clear goals, madali tayo mawawala, malilito tayo. Okay? Hindi na mag-overthink tayo, magdadalawang isip na. So, let's start by thinking about something that you want to improve or achieve. So, anyone? Kung sinong gustong mag-improve or maka-achieve ng yes, Miss Yanes. So, I want to improve my thinking when it comes to setting goals. Right! Halos lahat naman tayo gusto ng gantong lahat tayo gustong mag-improve yung thinking natin. Lahat tayo gusto nating mahasa ba? So, when it comes to setting goals, ano ba unang pinapagana natin? Utak natin, di ba? Utak natin. So, the more na nagagamit natin yung utak natin, the more na nag-i-improve, the more na nakahasa, the more na tumatalino ka. Not totally na tumatalino, pero at least nagmamature yung isip mo. Di ba? Nakakapag-isip ka kung anong gagawin mo, nakakapag-isip ka ng maayos, hindi na ngarag, ganun, something like that. So, tama, di ba? So, next is, of course, sa goals, merong short-term and long-term goals. So sa short-term goals, it is the goal are achieved within a few weeks. Tandaan ha, few weeks or a month. For example, you review for prelims and then you pass the exam. Yan. Katulad nga na sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. Actually, ang preliminary examination, a month lang din talaga siyang ginagawa, diba? For long-term goals naman, it takes more time. Often years, it feels like achieving a career that you can't grab immediately. For example, a 4 years course, right? Diba, BS Nursing, diba? 4 years mo siyang gugugulin. And yung goal mo is makagraduate, makapagtapos. Maging RN, right? Yun yung long-term goals. And, syempre, di madaling makamit yung goal na yun. So, next is, So, sa developing an action plan. Yan. Sa developing an action plan na tayo. Since we already have a goal, for example, preliminary examination, right? Mataas na score. Paano natin sila ma-achieve? So, samahan niyo ako to learn how to develop a plan. So, may 5 steps tayo. Andun na. So, first, hati-hatiin ang mga gagawin at alamin kung kailangan ba ayun yung unang gagawin mo. Diba? For example, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, di na tayo lalayo. Nakapakinig ka na sa prof mo, nakapag-take notes ka na, and nakapag-review ka na. Sa tatlong yun, diba? Sa tatlong yun, iisipin mo kung alin dun yung kailangan pa bang gawin. For example, may PPT na doon sa pagtuturo ng professor mo. Diba? E hindi mo nakakailangan mag-take notes. Tatanggalin mo na yun. Para dalawa na lang talaga yung gagawin mo. Diba? Kumbaga parang, para mababawasan yung medyo burden mo, parang gano'n. So next is number 2. Alamin ang maaaring gamitin, for example, mentors, training, etc. For example, just like I said, preliminary examination. Pwede kang may pag-group study sa mga kaklase mo, diba? Or pwede kang magpa-mentor sa mga professor mo, magpaturo ka. Kasi may mga times din talaga na hirap din tayo, di ba? So, yun, pwede kang magpaturo sa mga ganon. Yan. So, number 3 is mag-set ng deadline kung kailan mo dapat ito matatapos gawin. Siyempre, katulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, lahat ng plano may deadline. Okay? para malalaman mo kung hanggang saan lang. Hindi yung, ano yun, halimbawa sa prelim examination, magre-review ka ba after mong mag-exam? Diba? Hindi na. Yun yun. So next, number 4 is alamin ang mga kaharaping problema habang nag-execute ng plano. Yan. Ito yan. Along the path, may kakaharapin ka talagang problema. For example, nagre-review ka. Then out of nowhere, tinawag ka ng mother mo, kiutusan kang bumili sa tindahan. That's one of the possible problems na kakaharapin ng isang student, right? Yun. Diba? Dun pala may problema ka na agad. Next is number 5. Ang huli ay alamin kung paanong solusyon sa mga aring maging problema. Yes, kailangan mong mag-adjust, kailangan mong maging flexible, kailangan mong mag-adapt. Siyempre, di mo naman talaga mapipigilan ng problema. So, kailangan mo lang din talaga mag-isip kung paano mo siya susolusyonan. So, ayun. Next is overcoming accountability. Oh, let's tell the truth. So, sticking to a plan is not easy. Many problems arise. There is a loss of motivation and fear of not achieving what you want. But, accountability helps us. Yes, tama, di ba? Paramihan sa atin, ang dami nating problema or nawawalan na tayo ng motivation kasi sa dami ng problema or feeling natin hindi natin ma-achieve yung goal natin kasi wala na tayong motivation, wala na rin, ang dami pang problema. Possible ganon. Pero, once na magawa mo yun, sorry for the interruption. So, yun. Dito natin makikita kung ano ng progress mo. Yan. Next is, of course, sorry. So, huwag kayong mag-alala. Para mag-stick kayo sa plan, I have 3 ways to stay on your path. So, dito, makinig kayo ng maigi, okay? Huwag kayong aantokin, everyone. So, first, maghanap ng kaibigan na kaya mong sandalan sa bawat problema. Tama, di ba? Kaibigan. Diba, prelim examination yun na. Then, wala kang notes. Siyempre, mahihirapan ka. Di mo na alam kung anong gagawin mo. Then, ask your friend, ask your classmates kung may notes sila. Then, pwede ka na mag-proceed sa review, right? Diba? Di problem solved. Next is paggamit ng mga apps or journals para malaman mo kung hanggang saan na ang yan natatapos at mga kailangan pang gawin. Yan, tama. Like for example, to-do list. Para alam mo na kung nasaan ka na, kung tapos ka na ba sa pagpakikinig sa prof check, tapos ka na mag-take notes check, hindi ka pa nakapag-review. Yun. Ibig sabihin, meron ka ng dun na nasusukat yung progress na ginagawa. And lastly, if may problema ka, or may problema, be flexible. Just like I said, mag-adjust hanggat kailangan. But keep moving forward. Yan. O, diba? Tama yan. So, accountability keeps us on track, motivated, and persistent. With the proper support, progress monitoring, and adaptation, we remain steadfast in the face of obstacles. Yes, steadfast face on sa mga problema natin. Each step forward demonstrate our capability, building our confidence as we go. Syempre, habang nakakakuha ka ng problema, and nasosolusyonan mo. Sense of accomplishment yun, guys. Okay? Tataas yung, magbibuild talaga yung confidence mo. Kasi sabi mo, problema lang yan, kaya mo yan. Ganun. Next is, yun na. Nasa last na pala tayo. So, anyone, feel free to ask if somehow hindi na masyadong naintindihan yung mga sinabi ko. I will read your questions and answer everything. Okay? Okay? Anyone? Ang hindi magtanong, babagsak, charis. Kaya lang. So, wala naman. Okay naman. So, thank you, Miss Janice. So, for the closing remark. So, of course, meron akong iiwan sa inyong quotes. Quotes? So, ang goal na walang plano ay para ka lang humihiling na malaglag ang isang bituin. Hindi matutupad hanggat wala kang ginagawa. Tama! Ano nga naman, intayin mo lang gano'n, nakanganga ka lang gano'n, di ba? Siyempre, kailangan may plano ka. Siyempre, along the way, kailangan may plano ka. Alangan naman, sa tingin mo ba, makakakuha ka ng mataas na score kung, for prelim examination, makakakuha ka ba ng mataas na score kung wala kang ginagawa, kung wala kang ginawang plano? Di ba? Hindi. Di ba? Ganun lang yun, guys. So, by setting smart goals tailored to their needs and interests, young people like all of you can gradually build self-confidence while developing valuable life skills. So, that's all So I'm Angel. Again, I'm Angel Cancino. Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening and everything. Sana may natutunan kayo. Kung wala kayo natutunan, balikan niyo ako. Thank you. Bye-bye!
Okay, so thank you, Miss Angel Catsino, for discussing the SMART goals in building confidence on youth. So that's all po for our discussion about our topic entitled Building Confidence within the Youth Community. So thank you po sa lahat ng ating speakers for today. So ngayon naman upang mabalikan natin ang ating discussion from the start at mas mag-enjoy dito sa webinar na ito at mas malaman kung may natutunan ba ang bawat isa, nag-prepare po kami ng isang game which is tinatawag na 4 pictures, 1 word. So now, let's start sa ating first 4 pictures. Next slide po. Okay, bago po tayo mag-start, meron po tayong mechanics sa ating game. So for our mechanics, there will be 3 different levels. There are different images presented that corresponds with a specific category or words. The first one to raise their hand after the host says go will have the chance to answer the level provided. But if the first player gets the wrong answer, the next player has the chance to steal the round. Same with the third player, and so on and so forth. Those who will guess the words right will receive a prize. So now, let's start sa ating first round. So ito po ang ating first 4 pictures. So sino po, anyone? Sino ang nakakaalam kung ano ito? Okay, marami na agad ang sumagot. So, tama po ang sagot natin. Dito po sa first round, ang tamang sagot is confidence. So, let's proceed po sa ating second round. Okay, sino naman po ang nakakaalam sa ating second round or second 4 pictures? Anyone? Sino po? Okay, marami na naman ang sumagot. So, tama po. Ang tamang sagot dito ay smart. Okay. So, lastly, sa ating third round, ito po ang pictures. So, anyone, kung sino ang may idea kung ano nga ba ang pinapahiwatig ng pictures na ito? Okay, tama rin. So, ang tamang sagot is yes, growth. Okay, congratulations everyone for answering all the pictures correctly. So, bago po natin tapusin ang webinar na ito, nais ko lang po munang pasalamatan ng ating working committee na kung hindi dahil sa kanila is hindi natin ito maisasagawa. Hindi natin magagawa ang webinar na ito. So, thank you po Miss Sawali, Miss Manikat, Miss Yanes, Miss Hinunangan, Miss Sison, Miss Cancino, Miss Peralta, and Miss Areno. So sila po ang nagtulong-tulungan upang maisagawa ang webinar na ito. At salamat din po sa mga dumalo at hanggang ngayon ay nandito pa rin po sa ating webinar session. So maraming salamat po at sana po ay lahat po tayo ay mayroong natutunan, may mga naintindihan at may mga mai-apply para sa mga darating na araw o sa mga darating pangyayari, mga challenges sa buhay. So thank you everyone. Have a great day.